Hello, thank you so much for staying on the AM show. Just gone by. Blunt Thoughts with Benjamin Akapo, really thought-provoking. Well, water is life. It regulates your body temperature and keeps you alive and kicking. Awake is premium purified water treated through a strict purification process to ensure that every bottle on the market refreshes you better. We have the perfect sizes for all occasions. 330 ml and 500 ml bottles to fit your pockets and bags, 750 ml for the heavy drinkers, and 1.5 liters for those who always want more. We've introduced our special 19-liter jar for offices and homes. Now you just need to stay awake with Awake Purified Drinking Water wherever you go. Come on, grab a bottle of Awake water and get quality hydration. Awake Purified Drinking Water, one for life. Remember, for every bottle you purchase, an amount is donated to the National Cardiothoracic Center, produced by Kasapreko. For bulk purchase, please call 026 2351 251. This advert is FDA approved. Welcome to the show once again. I'm Bernice Abubedulansa. And as we celebrate farmers today, we'd like to share with you how some basic school pupils are engaged in what they call grow what you eat. Now, these little farmers, as I choose to call them, also share with us the challenges they encountered sowing and nurturing their crops and how they overcame them. Teach the children in the way they should go, and when they grow, they will not depart from it. Here at the McCarthy Hill School, grow what you eat is essential to the upbringing of the child. Every year, the pupils are giving seedlings. They are taken through how to plant, nurture, and harvest them. The students had to share their projects with their parents and guests. This is class 2B, and they're just running us through what they planted. They tell you when they planted on the 30th, tell you about the plants they grew, watermelon being a refreshing fruit. They tell us their names, know your farmers, and you can see pictures of them there attending to their watermelon. And then you see here one of the farmers pointing to the germination, and then you see the final fruits here in our
the presentation on yellow bell peppers and yellow habanero peppers. Thank you.
Yellow bell peppers come from the pepper family, also known as the capsicum family, and its scientific name is Capsicum annum. It is native in Mexico, Central America, and North and South America. In other parts of the world, yellow bell pepper grows best during the spring and summer season, whilst in Ghana, it grows well during the month of September to the month of November, and we are lucky to have planted it in the month of September. We planted yellow bell pepper because it contains some required nutrients to enable our body to grow well, and it also takes a short period of time for it to grow, which is 60 to 90 days.
Habanero peppers, their origin takes us deep into the family of capsicum, alongside the yellow bell peppers. They can be found in the species of Capsicum chinense, and they are most grown in Amazon and Mexico. Their season for growth in the Western world is midsummer, but here in Ghana, their season is dry season, which is mostly from November to the ending of April. Habanero pepper has some good nutrients that are essential for our body, which are namely potassium, vitamin A, vitamin C, folate, fiber, and iron.
There are some SDG goals that relate to we grow what we eat, and our class have chosen goal number 12, which is responsible consumption and production.
As we all know, the theme for this year's We Grow What We Eat is reducing interdependency. And to do that, we need to produce responsibly and consume responsibly. You know, a lot of people think of only consuming things from the Western world. We don't really think of producing here in Ghana. But till we grow what we eat, that will be solved.
I know, not to say I'm sure, I know you've learned a lot growing your seeds, growing in the garden, watching your plants grow. So you've all learned a lot, and well done. Well done to yourselves and your teachers who helped you achieve this. I think you need a round of applause.
Parents and guests were given a tour of the garden.
So you planted both tomatoes and peppers. So the tomato is for year 2.
It's really exciting here seeing the kids planting their own crops, nurturing them till the point of harvest. It just tells you that there's a lot of effort that is going into helping these children grow what they eat. Well, Selassie joins me. She is one of the administrators here at the McCarthy Hill School, and she's just going to run us through what we are seeing. A really beautiful concept here. What exactly do we see here, and who owns all these plants?
Right, so before I say anything about what we're seeing here, basically at the McCarthy Hill School, the goal is to make sure that learning is not confined to the four walls, so not the classroom. So we make sure that for everything that a child learns, they have seen it, touched it, smelled it at least. And so basically when it came to talking about plants, they need to grow, especially in times like this, when costs are shooting up and all. We have a school garden. It's a petting zoo as well. So the goal was that why don't we get our pupils to plant and then grow what we eat. And so we had our classes come together. We got them flower beds, and so each class is responsible for a certain group of beds. They were given seedlings, planted them out, and this is the result.
Beautiful.
Yes.
This is a young girl here who's standing by her class's bed, and they planted garden eggs, and you can already see there. I mean, not fully matured, but it's just exciting, you know, especially like Selassie said, in these times, and we know that parents have been complaining a lot, so it's just good if a child can say, Mommy, I can help you out, you know, this is what I learned in school. So what exactly do they do, and how does it work out when they plant? I can see garden beans there, I can see green pepper as well. How exactly do they nurture these plants?
So every year we have this, just before Farmers Day, we work towards our own program, We Grow What We Eat. And so we start prepping them ahead of time. We always bring planting experts to come talk to them about how to go about planting, transplanting, you know, the technical stuff. And once that is set up, they are able to move on to actually doing it with their class teacher supervision. So classes are given allocated portions in the farm, and they have to water them. And so some classes decide to allocate specific people, so they do shifts, they run shifts. You do it in the morning, I'll do it later in the day, and so on and so forth. They watch their plants grow. When they encounter problems, we want them to solve their own problems. So with their class teachers, they talk about what they've discovered or observed. They try to research and find ways they can solve their problems, and that's the results. And so it's been a hard couple of months, but we are really, really proud of the outcome.
Right. I've seen a parent here who was actually signaling that she was interested in that. So for those of you, so is this what we call kwewu suswe?
Yes.
Okay. So this is usually used for palm nut soup and other local dishes, and I hear it's very rich in iron and helps you if you need blood. So there are also aubergines here. Is this your son?
Yes, my son.
Can I talk to him?
Yes. He drew my attention that they've grown cherry tomato, and I asked him what will it be used for. He said to do ketchup.
Okay.
Aha. So
hello, what's your name?
Eric.
Eric, tell me, I mean, are you the one who planted that, you and your friends?
Yes.
Are you excited to see it grow?
Yes.
Okay, so tell me, when you come to school, how do you take care of the plants?
I water them every day.
Okay, so this is a watering can. Just show me how you do it.
And
take it. Just show us how you.
Okay.
And you go to the plant.
I pour it.
And you pour it. How old are you?
6.
6. This is really exciting for you, ma'am. May I find out your name?
My name is Cynthia Kwabi.
Cynthia, how do you feel? I mean, you're here today to look at what the children, including yours, have been doing the entire term. How does it make you feel?
I feel excited. I think it's an opportunity for the children to learn how to grow some of these things at home. Because, if we teach the children how to farm, they'll grow to learn how to do it and enjoy doing it. Because for some time now, most of our kids think farming is for the less privileged. But now I think farming will help them to have a job on hand when they finish school, so that the education will not be only the classroom based, but also on the field. I was really surprised when he showed me cherry tomatoes.
Cherry tomato. Let's go and look at the cherry tomatoes, because I can see it there.
It's growing.
It's growing. It's not red yet, but you can still see that the plant is maturing, is growing, and there's some chili pepper here as well, which is
chili peppers that are already grown, and I think it's just left to be ripe, and we are good to go. Yeah.
So how are you hoping to translate what your son has learned, at home?
We have flower pots at home, but I never thought of growing these things. We were only thinking flowers all the time. So I think this is an opportunity for them to grow some of these plants at home in the flower pot, for it to germinate, for us to stop buying things from the market.
Really excited that you could talk to us.
Excited about the chicken as well. Anyway, they have 4 that they have grown, so I think they are doing well, and the school is also doing well to bring the children up to speed with current issues.
We appreciate that you could talk to us. Oh, hello, ma'am. What's your name, please?
My name is Joanna Mamotri.
Okay, I guess you're a parent, am I right?
I am.
How do you feel seeing all you're seeing today?
Oh, well, I'm so excited. I mean, this is unbelievable. I mean, I'm very happy about what I've seen.
Which of the things here fascinated you the most?
The bell peppers, I have to be honest, because I tried my hands on them myself, and I didn't get any. So I'm so excited seeing that the kids have actually triumphed, with that one. So that's what excites me the most. The fish farm, everything, yeah.
So listening to the teachers and talking to the administrators, there's a bigger goal here to help the children understand the concept of farming, practicalize it, and also grow what they eat. So how are you hoping to extend this in more practical ways in your home?
Truth is, COVID actually ushered us into that arena. My kids have been here for over 6 years now. So COVID, we also had this grow what you eat activity, and then I got the kids to plant tomatoes and then lettuce, cabbage, carrots, and all that, and they showcased it, and the school was so excited about the fact that we had gotten into that. We also got into poultry, farming, so we actually do it at home as well, and the kids always partake in the activities. Exciting. For over 5 months, for some time, I don't buy tomatoes. It's harvest from my garden eggs, a whole lot. So.
Kudos to you. I mean, this is exciting. I mean, it's exciting as it gets, and I'm sure some of you are picking a cue, 1 or 2. But the good thing is, like I mentioned, we are not only planting crops, we're also rearing animals. I'm sure you make room in your house for that as well. Oh, you do have birds. Oh, wow.
Just one sad thing. Anytime we kill them, I mean, the kids get so emotional because they give them names and they would not eat any chicken anymore, but buy from outside, they'll eat. They don't want the organically reared one.
They get attached to the animals, that's the thing. But I mean, that's another hurdle to cross. But thank you so much for speaking to us. So there you have it. These are the chicken, 4 of them. There are 2 ducks here. And so what the kids do is to get a hands-on experience with all these planting, farming, and agric techniques. Another parent here with us, Mrs. Odum, and she's just going to tell us how she feels about what she's experienced today. Good morning to you, ma'am.
Good morning.
What about this whole experience has excited you the most?
Okay, so as a parent, you think about the issues happening around, and then you ask yourself, do you join people to complain, or you rather join to provide solutions? So this goes beyond the school for me. In the home we do this, so it's exciting to know that in the school this is also enforced. Because in the home, when we do this, the kids are excited. When they wake up, everybody is going to see if, for example, if we nurse the plant, the seeds, they want to see if it has sprouted. And then we have some close to their bed, the sense of responsibility, the excitement and everything. It really makes you feel you are living for a purpose, and it makes you certain that generations to come you've made a positive impact in a small way.
How do you think we can extend this to children, other children across the country?
Okay, I would be excited if in our educational system this would be mandatory. I remember when we were little or when we were young, this was done as part of the agri courses that we used to do. So it's not just the reading, but it being practical. Yeah. So educational system, yes. Parents, I feel we have to, and probably with the government, they should make it like a compulsory or something for parents to plant something, and there should be some green in every household. This will go a long way.
Thank you so much for speaking to us. If I may ask, what class was your child in? Did they win a prize?
They didn't win a prize. I have 5 boys in the school.
Oh.
So that makes it very exciting to know the 5 will go out there to make a positive impact, that what they are learning will go a long way. Yeah.
Hard work pays, doesn't it? Well, prizes were given to the best classes. The second runners-up were Year 5B. First runners-up, Year 2B.
Watermelon, watermelon, on the vine, sweet and red and juicy, sweet and red and juicy. Please be mine, please be mine, yay!
And the ultimate went to Year 6B. Well, I caught up with them. Here's our interaction.
So we planted green chili peppers, and then our challenges were people kept eating and taking our chili peppers, and one of our chili pepper stem had bent and broken, and then a fowl had come to eat some.
Oh, so but I saw the the chili peppers in the garden, and they're doing so well. Can anyone tell us what you did to make them grow so beautifully?
So for the first day we planted them, we added some compost to the soil so the plants could get more nutrients as they grow. We didn't add any more compost to it because we felt like the compost was enough, and we watered it once in 2 days so that the soil could dry before we add a new batch of water.
Right, okay. So what else has been your experience, in this whole process from planting to nurturing to seeing your chili peppers mature?
Okay, so every morning we check up on our plants, and when we see something new, we jot it down. And it has just been great seeing our plants grow.
How did you feel when it was announced that your class won? Okay, you can. Okay, let me start this way. How did you feel?
I felt really happy and excited.
I saw you jumping actually.
Yeah.
And how did you feel?
At first I felt nervous, and then later my heart started just jumping.
Congratulations to you. How did you feel?
I felt like all my hard work has finally been paid.
Right. Anybody else wants to tell me how they felt? Okay.
I felt surprised.
All right.
I felt so lovely.
Okay.
I felt happy.
Happy?
At first, when they were doing the drama, I felt nervous. I was like, well, are we going to win? Are we going to lose? Until they announced 6B, and I was screaming. My heart was flying.
All right, so what made you feel that you were going to win?
About the chili pepper, because most of the plants went that trial, and so I first thought you were going to win.
And when it was announced, how did you feel?
First happy.
All right. Anybody wants to tell me how you felt? Sorry. Do you want to tell me how you felt?
I felt surprised.
I felt happy.
You were happy. All right. You want to say something?
I was going to say something about how we thought we were going to win, but
okay. So why did you think that your class was going to win? Why were you confident about it?
Because it took a lot of time and effort for our chili pepper to grow, and all the hard work we did should have really paid off.
Listen to the judges share their thoughts on the Grow What You Eat program. Considering where we are in the world, all the concerns about the possibility of hunger and food shortage, how does this make you feel?
It gives me hope, actually. It was really nice to see all the children getting so worked up and learning about how to grow their own food and doing work in the gardens and even bringing it home to their parents and talking about it and spread like the knowledge on how to grow your own food and be self-sustainable. So it's really nice to see the work the school did and in terms of reaching the SDGs and making the kids reflect on it. And yes, so I have hope.
Yeah. So the SDGs are at the heart of this, trying to end hunger. Of course, we don't like to talk about the fact that the Russian-Ukraine war has had some impact, not only on Ghana, but we know that they're a major exporter of grains to other parts of the world. So it just brings into perspective how some of these current world events point us to the fact that we must begin to do things on our own. Even though we are a global village, we must begin to look at sustainability as independent countries. Kofi, how do we extend this concept to the rest of the country, encouraging children to get involved in growing what they eat?
So basically, how we can spread it is like one of the mandates of my office, the Ghana Commission for UNESCO. So we have the Aspinet schools and UNESCO clubs. So the clubs are in the universities, the secondary schools, the communities, and the Aspinet schools are from basic level, that's from the KG to JHS 3. So one of the mandates we have been given, and as you notice here today, we are doing is, we've given the door to each and every individual who wishes to be part of us. Formally, what you do is you need to write to our office telling us you would want to join. We would come to your school, give you a formal introduction and an orientation as to how you can join. Because one thing I would say about the whole program is the little ones were rather telling us what we need to do. You know, it gives us that hope, as Sarah said, because if the little ones are giving you the idea that these are the right steps to take, then it means that we have a future. Because right now, at least I've been challenged to start up a garden myself. So I know each and everyone watching us today, you are also being challenged to also start planting something for yourself. And at least we would go a long way to help the world and Ghana as a whole.
What about this whole event excited you the most?
The event, I would say, when they started giving me the challenges they had and how they solved them. Because you know, there was the sense of critical thinking in what the kids were doing, telling me they could go on Google just to find out why their plants were not growing and how to, you know, help the plants to grow. It just gave me that hope we have a better future for our kids.
And thank you for being a part of this. I appreciate that you could talk to us. So we move on with our conversation, and let me speak to the headmistress of the school. Everyone calls her Auntie Lydia. Hello, Auntie Lydia. It's been really exciting today. The judges, the parents, even for the children themselves. I'm just excited by what I'm seeing here. We've been to the garden. We've seen the plants that the children and the pupils planted. We've also seen the animals. But tell us exactly what we are seeing here.
So this is our sensory garden, specifically placed in front of our preschool block. because as you know, the little kids, they learn mainly with their senses. So we created a sensory garden here made up of a lot of herbs so that the kids can apply and use their senses. So tasting, these are all safe plants. They taste to feel, get a sense of the different taste, and then they see, looking at it, different shapes, the leaves, the colors and all that. So that is what this is all about. They have large leaves, big leaves, small leaves. The flowers, sometimes they are white, they are purple, but it's just to create, at the McCarthy Hill School, one of our goals is to make sure that kids enjoy learning, to have a fun way of learning. And one other thing is you can see that we've used tires, car tires, it's just to let them draw an awareness or create an awareness that we can reuse some of these things to reduce the waste that, is taken away by the waste company. So a lot of times we try to create these things. The colors are here, the ties, they can see the colors. So they learn, when they come out here, they learn. And it's their responsibility to water it. So the classes take turns in watering.
The little ones?
The little ones.
2 years?
This is from 3 months and above. So even those who can't walk, the teachers carry them with we have watering cans, very tiny ones, but just to create the fun, And when they go home, a lot of times parents who do not follow what we do in school, when the kids come home, they see beans in the kitchen, they want to keep it in a cup, and some of the parents are saying, what are you doing? But later when we explain to them that these are some of the things we are doing in school, they catch the vision and then they also support us in all we do.
So what's the big dream? What do you hope to achieve with this policy of grow what you eat?
And basically, it is an aspect of the Sustainable Development Goals. As an abstinence school, one of the things we are supposed to do is to teach the children, but not just to teach for them to memorize what the goals are. Now, at the end of the day, what we seek to do as a school is for the kids who go through us, the pupils, to impact society. So in their own small way, and charity, they say, begin at home. So we hope that these little things that we do, and we have a lot of testimonies from our parents, those who are doing it in the homes. The children have their backyard gardens and they are harvesting plants, they are growing, and they are seeing, one, they appreciate the importance of work. Secondly, they are able to solve, a lot of times they nurse the seeds, they don't work. One of the skills we want our kids to have is critical thinking. So to question, why didn't it germinate? Or why a lot of them have seen that caterpillars are eating their leaves. So then they go on to research and find what is the solution. What can we do to make the plants survive? So when all is said and done, we don't want the children to go through learning, memorizing stuff, but to be able to apply the knowledge to come up with solutions that will help the school community, their homes, and Ghana as a whole.
Well, just before leaving, David Aka beckoned, saying he had a poem to share on the SDGs, which include ending hunger by 2030. I must admit, it was a thought-provoking one.
Time is ticking like a bomb. Why are we worried? What went wrong? No one bothers. No one cares. The world's not equal. Is that fair? Hunger and poverty. Lions waiting for prey. King of the forest with the final say. They must be stopped at all cost. We have to collaborate. All hope is not lost. Imagine if humans went out extinct. No beings with sense and none would be distinct. Must all work together at a certain degree to make sure we humans all live well indeed. The goals are important and must be followed, else a bitter pill we would have swallowed. To achieve the goals, 2030 is a deadline, and that must remain our headline. Until finally we meet our doom, and everyone lies in a tomb. No water, no food, no air. How do we exist then and there? Thank you.
Hunger is on the rise globally. About 10% of the world's population suffers from hunger. This is unfortunately due to conflict, climate, and the COVID-19 pandemic. About 150 million more people have been added to the number of malnourished persons across the world.
As we commemorate Farmers' Day today, who knows, possibly encouraging young people to engage in farming can be the little steps we take to ending hunger across the world. From the McCarthy Hills School, I'm Bernice Abubeidu-Lansa. And don't forget to grow what you eat. Bye!
Yes, we've all been encouraged to grow what we eat. And I must say that I have been challenged as well. One of these days, I'll let you into my little garden I've decided to create as a result of what I learned from these little farmers, as I choose to call them. And for you parents out there, I'm sure that you've picked a cue or two on how to encourage your children to grow what they eat. Right, it's now time to have a conversation about farming in the country. As you know, today's Farmers' Day. There have been concerns about the state of agric in this country. Joining us is Mr. Edward Karawe with the Peasant Farmers Association. Thank you so much for your time this morning, Mr. Karawe. Just your quick thoughts. I mean, there have been conversations. Benjamin said some things about agric in this country and how we call it the backbone of our economy, and yet we don't seem to see all the benefits of the investments that we've made into that sector. Talk about planting for food and jobs, rearing for food and jobs. Your quick thoughts as we commemorate the day. Well, before we bring in Mr. Karawe, we'll take a quick breather and we'll fix the line and get his thoughts. Do stay.